Chief Reviews.
Hello, hello, my green skins, and welcome to the last season of the Witch episode. And we are doing Warlock 2 Armageddon. Actually, it should be more like Warlock 2. So, Dark,
Exactly.
what did you think of this movie?
It was
Exactly, right?
fucking boring.
Um, yeah, that's kind of how this movie kind of felt like to me. You know what the sad thing is? It doesn't have to be. And Julian, no matter the fact that Julian Sands is trying to save this movie, you can see him like, come on, horror movie, come on, we can do this, come on. Like he really is trying to make a good movie, really is trying to be this dark character, and it's just like it's beep, dead on arrival. I don't know if you heard that beep sound, but that's about right. It was dead on arrival, and that was the biggest problem with this. So let's break it down here, starting with the story. We have a beginning opening, a woman getting pregnant, and some druids trying to cast a magic spell of like dispelling by using these magical rune stones that apparently can either summon the devil or seal him away forever. So they try to stop the warlock from activating his magical powers, and his magical powers are basically he gets basically not born or whatever they do, then everyone dies, and then we cut to the future where you have a young teenage high school 26 year old, I believe, was how old he was, and
Give or take.
and his, yeah, give or take, fawning over a very young, innocent 29-year-old high school student. Man, I mean, the USA educational system, am I right or am I right? When you make it in the morning and you almost 40 and you feeling like everything's all right. You take your antacid pill and go to school right now. Somehow the fuck they have you as a junior high student. It's all right. You're saved by union rights. Do. So we have these guys. He's reading X-Men, foreshadowing, and he gets attacked because he's trying to fawn over the hot 29-year-old. And I fawn over the hot 29-year-old too. Goddamn. And meanwhile, we cut to Warlock.
She was the Pink
After
Ranger. She was the Pink Ranger before the Pink Ranger. I think she was like every late 80s boy's first crush.
Oh yeah, and she is very like goddamn. They put. We won't get into that, but yeah, we'll get into that a little bit. But damn. So we get Warlock being reborn, which is actually a cool scene up to when it takes way too goddamn long. He gets reborn, murders the woman, rips out her flesh and some weird crappy CG, and then moves on. Then we cut to druids talking about the magical circle's been broken, boys and girls, bad signs. By the way, the item they used, that B rune symbol, is not an evil symbol. I've looked it up. I've talked to people. I know people. It's not an evil symbol at all. So it's just kind of funny that they just picked a symbol. Jump to Warlock going after these magical stones from the beginning of the movie. So he goes after this other magical stone, runs into another actress, does a movie villain thing, which I actually kind of like because I'm also a little bit of a fan of the Wishmaster. So this kind of had that Wishmaster vibe. So he takes on the he kind of gets this girl to like this famous I don't know, Hollywood fashionista. I don't know what they're called. They're design editor for
Fashion
clothes.
designers, fashion models.
I don't know what they're called. You know, my idea of design is a big long shirt and a big long pair of pants and a freaking two-handed sword on my back. So that's my idea of a good of fashion, stylish. He kills her off interested. He does kill her off interested. Then we cut to more of Pleasant Town, USA, which is sort of got annoying. Although we were getting a good montage, Then cut to more long moments of watching the warlock going to get something. He gets a magic stone. Cut to more montage. More this, more signs that the end times are coming. Cut to warlock getting another stone. More violence and violent gore, and actually some cool moments, like one where he turns someone into a. There's a fascinating one as he's acquiring stones. He turns somebody into a piece of art. That was kind of cool because it's a living piece of art. The guy's still alive. That's fucking cool. Then cut to more montages, learning that they have to be warriors and take on the evil warlock. Then you cut to the final showdown, and the movie ends. Warlock is defeated. A really crappy image of the devil was used, which I wasn't too big of a fan of that. And done. Cut, print. That sounds like a pretty good movie, right, Dark?
On paper,
An
yes.
hour and 40 minutes long, and a whole lot of filler. This is the biggest problem with this movie, right? We're talking about this editing was awful. And this is coming from two fuckheads that do YouTube videos. We think this editing was bad.
Oh yeah, I mean, what have I got a day to edit this? And they had what, 6 months? What's their excuse?
You don't even have a day. You actually, technically, yeah, he's got a day, maybe a couple days. We'll edit. We'll sit down and edit. Me and him will talk through it and figure out what we want to do. Add some jokes here and there, and that's it. This guy, like 6 months, and just some of the shots. Like there's that kill scene where he kills the woman that gives birth to him, and he's like, "Mother, where are you going, mother?" And that's a creepy fucking thing. She was just forced to give birth. It's a brutal scene. But it gets funny.
But as brutal
Yeah,
as it was impressively well executed. You know, the effects, the acting, the pieces were there. And it was an interesting start to the movie. It's like, okay, I'm invested
Interesting. Now. But then the cuts, right? They kept going to these cuts of her crawling. It was the same cut. And it was done like 3 times. They only needed 2. You cut to her crawling away, cut to her on there, cut to the side, cut the thing getting into the bathroom. That's it. But they did that a couple times where she just almost like it was the same cut done multiple times. And this has a lot of these uncanny valley moments. Like someone will be talking with their back turned. That works for anime. It don't work for fucking. It don't work for fucking. What's it called? The live action movie. And there were and there are there are cool ideas with the movie shot. Like the shots were cool. And they're cool shots, but like one of my favorite shots was when he's going after the guy in the magic mirror, and he does that whole Wishmaster thing. That was cool up to the point when it dragged so fucking on. You didn't need that. What was more neat, and then you have the dum-dum that's following him. He does absolutely nothing, so he's kind of pointless to the movie. He just gets violently murdered. And this is just... It was so long in even the scene where the 2 old guys are running up with a shotgun to kill Warlock. It is done so slowly.
You'd think that in real life,
cool.
if you're gonna kill someone, ideally you would, jump from the side, get close to them, like sneak up on them, not tell them you're here and then walk for like a full 10 seconds and aim a gun.
And now we're gonna
warlock.
Okay, so now we're gonna break down the acting. This is the sad thing. The acting in this is so good on some levels. Like Warlock is a great Julian Sands fucking goes all in. This is an all-in movie for Julian.
He was the best.
He really was.
He brought his A game from the first movie.
Yeah, and then the old people in this movie, and even the kid, even though the kid wasn't exactly great, the old guy and the old people in this movie were acting their hearts out. Like they even have a cameo from the kid from Gremlins, which was kind of funny that he shows up and gets fucking murdered within 5 seconds, which was kind of amusing. These movies can bring out great acting. That's where this got that vibe for me. The lead actress, I didn't like her because she was kind of whiny. Very attractive woman, and I mean, there's quite bodysuit with a giant like she's wearing these see-through dresses, wearing black panties, and I'm like, that's kind of okay. That's an interesting choice. No, it's sad because the characters have such cool. This could have been awesome. So that's what bothers me about this. This has this moment where you're like, yeah, I'm all fucking in.
Yeah,
on some levels, but then
and then we just start. But then I was like, oh, finally something happened. Okay, they're building suspense because this is a. It's not a horror movie per se, but it's a witch movie.
Well, it's true.
But
it's not even a witch movie. It's trying to be a superhero movie. It's like we got bamboozled again. We got another horror movie trying to be something else. And
this movie is a perfect example of show, don't tell, because that's what they kept doing.
No. I would disagree with you. I think this is a perfect movie. Show, but not too much.
Well, it's still showing. I mean, do it effectively. Whatever works. But the point is this movie was all talk, exposition, sometimes not even exposition, sometimes just random bantering and crowd scenes. It's people being an angry mob. It's like, I don't even think
that was fine. The angry mob, that was necessary. It was to build up this thing for the end.
But that's the problem.
There's no reason.
The angry mob story just came and went by in passing. It did not factor into the plot that much as it should have been.
Yeah, it should have been a more important role. Now let's get to the effects. This is where we get into an interesting beast. The CGI is god awful.
Even by
and
standards
the problem,
of the time.
This really was bad. Like fucking awful. The visual effects, when used properly, amazing.
Yeah,
like
practical effects. They did for the most part. They did it right, but anything that required CG or blue screen, it was even worse than the first movie.
It was. It really was, and that was the sad thing because it really did have a beautiful effect. And I that's the funny thing because, like I said, that birth scene is fucking amazing. Like, it's like they spent all their money on that birth scene. I felt so bad on this one because this one was one I figured this would be this is the movie. This is going to be the movie where I'm like, okay, Dark's going to like this one because he's not a fan of the horror, but you are a fan of action movies. So I figured, you know what? You are going to like a good action movie. And I watched it again, and I'm like, "Fuck, this is boring." Now let's break down
from how you remember it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember it being way different. I remember it being way more fun, way more action packed. I don't know. It also doesn't help that, like I said, it was late night for us when you watched this. Like, it was late for you, and you're watching a movie that's like boring you and you want to go to bed.
Oh yeah.
So, the music. Now, the music is also a problem. Like when they use proper visuals and proper this, it really does look good. And the music was actually pretty good compared to the other one, which really, it had okay music. This one had really good music. Again, for a movie that kind of had some boring moments, I actually, one of my it had all this like epic music type stuff, and there were scenes that didn't need to be shown. Like Like the scene of him having to remake his map, for example, was another moment where the music, the sting in the music there was just kind of like, okay, that was a sting. Like they didn't know what they wanted to do with this movie. Did you get that vibe? Because I got that vibe. Like they were trying to make a slasher movie with this supernatural killer, and they just didn't know how to do it.
That did not cross my mind, and upon looking back on it, maybe there is some truth to that. But it's also it also reminds me of what I said to you after we saw it, how that scene, going back to that scene of the druids, modern day druids,
Do we need
walking
that?
to the they're walking slowly like it's a cowboy movie from the 60s and 70s. It's like, does the director like want to insert cinematography
Cowboy
from
music?
different genres? Well, it would have worked if they put cowboy music.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about the whole movie as a whole, because it just had really bad moments and really good moments. It's diversive. Like I could see people not liking this one, and I could see people absolutely loving this one. So what do you want to give Warlock Armageddon?
I'm gonna give this movie a 3.5.
I'm gonna give it a middling. I'm gonna say it's about a 5. You know, maybe a 4.9, 5, anywhere between there. Because to me, it's not awful. It's not something I'd watch again.
No.
I like it's okay. Like maybe I'd put it on if I wanted to just sit back and relax. Like it's missing 2 points. Like it doesn't have the bad movie thing, but it doesn't have the good movie thing. It doesn't have that like this movie's so bad it's good, but it's like in between that middling. And the sad thing is like I said, this was great acting. And then the last movie that comes out, I've heard is even worse. But maybe that's for a future video. So next month on Orc War Chief Reviews, we're doing Action Jackson. And then we're going to be doing some what ifs. And thank you everybody. Like, subscribe. Please comment. We need to, we're starting to see our videos get something. We want to see those videos get a lot of somethings. You know, we need to make sure editors get paid. We want that Raid Shadow Legend money. All right, you guys have yourselves a very good one. Happy Day of the Dead, and see ya.